Okay, this is Dr. Trashbag back with the tower. I'm about to do a tournament run. I have about 40 minutes to be able to get on the tournament. Sorry, just making sure things are getting set up. Good to go. We'll also give people a little bit of time to get on the tournament. All right, volume is working. Good. Let's see here. So yeah, I am doing Golden Bot duration, Chrono Field range. I did a little bit of enemy research. I haven't done this before, but I got 7 levels of fast enemy speed. Or maybe it's 6 levels and I can research level 7. I think that's actually what it's saying. So now fast enemy speed is 2.4% less. Probably not a lot, but it was just so cheap in terms of time and money. I went ahead and got it. And then same thing for boss health. I got about 9 levels. And honestly, it's still pretty cheap, but in its place, I put in Chrono Field range because I would really like to max that out. So I think Chrono Field range would help me against all enemies. I just have one more Chrono Field duration with ×4 research. I think I can get it in a decent amount of time. Lab coin discount is still going, level 82 already. All right, let's go. And then core effect bands. I am a little low on reroll shards, so having something like this I think would really help. Oh, sorry about that. I just want to make sure that my YouTube is on. I can see y'all's comments. While I'm doing that, let me make sure that what is it? I think I need what is it? It's range and shockwave. Shockwave. No. I want it maxed. All right, there we go. And then I want range. I also want that maxed. Boom. Boom. Okay. So I have labs done. I have my modules. I actually got this to level 141 just so that I could have a bit more coins for my upgrade, because I don't think a 0.3 times cash bonus is going to be that helpful, and it gave me a lot of coins back. And then here, I kept it at level 161, even though I could go a bit higher just for the amount of coins. But yeah, 165, so I can have 9.24 extra damage. Level 164 for times 12.49 ultimate weapon damage. Heck yeah. You can take a look at my ultimate weapons. Got it at times 668. Quantity 8. Chance 17%. Smart missiles. I put a few stones in here, but not that much. Death wave. I need to work on that cooldown. Chrono Field, I need to work on that speed reduction and duration and Chrono Loop. Golden Tower, can I see what? All right, I'm at level 7. Okay. And I would like to get the duration up and the cooldown down, because I would like to make sure I have just constant Golden Tower. But I'm saving up for the intro sprint card mastery, because I think they'll really help my farming. Here's my enemy health level skip. Oh, that reminds me. I need to attack range, remove that, come over here, put that bad boy in. I knew I was missing something. Also, I don't have my tourney cards. Wow, I'm forgetting a lot of things. Okay. I think that's everything. What are the battle conditions? Plasma cannon, tank ultimate. Both of those aren't that bad. False ultimate, that can be pretty bad. Fast ultimate, that's like the worst. That's the worst right there. And then the boss ultimate is probably the second worst. This is going to suck. This is going to suck. Range ultimate, usually not an issue, but with these two ultimates, it might be an issue. Goodness. This is going to suck. Last time, I got rank 8 twice in a row. Heck yeah. Heck to the yeah. All right. Let me just hit battles so that I can change my target priority. I think fast needs to be number 1. I think range needs to be number 2. Bosses can be 3, elites can be 4. That's fine. And then I'll put closest for tanks and basics. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Home. I think that's it. Let me get a drink and then we will start the tourney. All right. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back with the lemonade. Hopefully that's enough time for those who want to watch to get on. All right, we got 4 people watching. Thank you. I'll make sure to hit that like button if you could. It's free to do so. It really helps out the channel. I think I'm going to turn off Black Hole. But with Fast Ultimate, I don't know. I really don't know which one's the way to go, to be honest. So I watched the Spartan and Tags interview. I found that pretty entertaining and informative. Because I think Tags and Spartan are close to me in terms of tower strength. Whereas I think like Zardan, I think he's just so far ahead of me that watching him doesn't really help me, I don't think. So I tend to enjoy watching people like Spartan, Tags, J-Plays, JP, just because they're a little bit closer to where I'm at. I am 5 keys away from getting auto nuke. So that would be nice to get. I think that would definitely help out my turning runs. And then I'll look at what cards I have. It might help out my farming runs. Although, honestly, it would probably just help me get 1 to 10 extra waves on farming runs. So I don't know how helpful that would be. But it might be nice, especially when you have that that quest where you need to get like X amount of enemy deaths thanks to nuke. So that might be nice. Just because I can get that done within a month for sure if I had auto nuke, just with all my farming runs. Because I think with my farming, I think I have at least 1 card that I don't need to have there. I can probably take something out. But yeah, I saw Spartan stream. I was actually listening to it while I was driving home. So Spartan got to have my computer account message him via stream. and my personal cell phone account. So I have a YouTube account for like all of my electronic devices. I have one for my computer, one for my like YouTuber computer, one for my cell phone, and then one for my smart TV. And then that way my YouTube algorithm can be a little bit different, because I think depending on where I am or which device I'm using, I may want to watch different content. Because like my computer and TV, I'll be actually watching. But for my personal cell, I usually have like my wireless earbuds in and I'm listening to something. And I'm not technically watching it. So, but hey, that means, you know, JPlay, Zarden, Tags, Spartan, JPlays, all of them YouTube creators for the tower. They have an extra 3 to 4 subscribers because I'm subscribed to them on all of my accounts. So there you go. I am cautiously optimistic about this run just because my economy is running well enough to where I can afford 1 card mastery after each tourney when I respec back. So every coin that I put in, I can make back before the next tourney, even though it's costing like 5 small Q. And now I'm making more than what I kind of loan out, if you will. Tags call it like student loans, because you put it in and then you have to buy it back, right? Oh, I forgot to change 1 skin. I could have got a little bit of reward there. I don't know if it'd really matter though. Well, you know what? We have a quest to do that. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go over here, themes, change. Oh my goodness, look at that. I get tokens, money, gems, medals. Holy cow. And I go over here, I click battle. All right, I go back here, end round. Then I click battle once again, use 10 gems. It's okay. We can use 10 gems, it's fine. But we'll see. This, normally I get to 800, 900 waves now. And I don't know if I will make it that far just because of all of the enemy battle conditions. I think that's going to be really rough. I think the tank ultimate is not bad, but the boss with the fast is going to really be bad. The fast enemy ultimate is probably the one that I'm worst at. And I think the best way to take care of that is to increase my chrono field range and my chrono field speed reduction. So I think I have an answer for that. So I need to keep on doing that chrono field range research, and I need to put in more stones for the chrono field speed reduction. But I want to save up stones for the intro sprint card mastery, because I think that would help my my farming, number 1. And number 2, I believe that will help my tourneys, because now, since I'm doing 800 to 900 waves, I think the intro sprint card mastery will help that out. Just it'll also reduce how much time I'm doing a tourney, which will help my real life. But it'll also help, you know, basically increasing how long I'm farming each week. Because the more time you're doing tourneys, the less time you're farming. So there's that. And, you know, the first few levels I can definitely afford. That is no big deal. I think it's once I get to like level 6 and higher, it's going to be a little hard, but I can still do, you know, the what tags call student loans. So it should be fine. Let's go ahead and click this enemy health level skip, and then let's see what that red dot up there is. Boom. Well, oh yeah, 2 turnies. Thank you. Oh, look at that. Increase attack speed. Oh, yeah. Thank you. I'll take 1% extra attack speed. Now we got attack speed 55.4. Heck yeah. Let's see. I think Spartan just liked my comment. Let's see which comment it was. It was the Dr. Trashbag would love to do an interview. Just, a selfless plug there. Spartan has like 4K subscribers. I got about, I think, 1.37. So, like, I get enough to be, like an official YouTuber. But let's be honest, I'm making like $5 a month, and you don't get paid out until you make at least 100. And so it's like I maybe get $100 a year. But I have a real job. This is just for fun. It's where I get to be creative. And if I'm going to play video games, I might as well have a YouTube channel. So most of my YouTube is basically me playing video games and then me kind of breaking it up into 30 to 60-minute increments and then putting it on YouTube. Mainly it's Helldivers 2, Space Marine 2, Deep Rock Galactic, and some other games. But I kind of took a little break from that just because it kind of started to feel like work. But I got back into it because I kind of missed it. I actually like watching previous games that I've played, especially if I'm playing with my friends. I'll just have it in the background while I'm doing chores or something around the house. But I also like watching this game that I'm playing. Hey, what's up, Rubber Duck Sauce? I saw your comments on Tags and Spartan's live stream. It was kind of nice. I saw that Tags was on and Spartan was on when I was kind of like finishing work. I was just doing some paperwork so I could listen in while updating some documents. It was kind of cool to see how they're doing. Spartan and Tags, I think their tower is very similar to mine in terms of where they are in the state of the game. We're all kind of trying to decide where do we get the best bang for our buck in terms of mainly stones. Like, what ultimate weapon would help me out the most? Should I splurge for card masteries? And yada yada. But yeah, Rubber Duck Sauce, how did your tourney go? Or are you still running? Really like those DPs. Get it. We're going to probably get to wave 500 with little issue, but with the fast enemy ultimate and the boss enemy ultimate, I'm a little worried. The range ultimate is just going to suck because I'm going to be struggling with the range and boss ultimate. If it was just the range ultimate without the fast and boss ultimate, it would be just fine. Spartan and I started about a week apart. Tags was earlier, but similar progress until quite recently, where he pulled ahead. Okay, nice. Yeah, I started in February of last year, so February 2024. When did you start? But honestly, I didn't get really serious into the game until summer of 2024. That's when I tried to play essentially 24/7 by having 10 to 12 hour runs going on. But between February and summer, I kind of just played when I had free time. So I think the first few months I didn't have that much progression, but I at least tried to always make sure I had some research going, which, research is definitely a bottleneck. So I'm glad I did have that almost always going. But about when did you start Rubber Duck Sauce? Hmm. July 2024. Oh, okay. So about when I got serious about the game, it was summer of 2024 when I got serious. So that's probably why I'm not too far ahead of you, because even though I started several months ahead of you, I probably wasn't that far ahead of you. Oh yeah, I've made mistakes too. Like I don't read up on this game, but I did watch some YouTube videos. Basically, I started watching YouTube videos on the tower once I could afford my second ultimate weapon. My first ultimate weapon was Deathwave, just because I thought I had a cool name. I forgot what options I had. I might have screwed up by not getting something really good. But when I could afford the second one, that was at the time I was like, you know what? I really like this game. Let's try to make sure I'm doing well. So I basically went into YouTube, put in the search bar, you know, best ultimate weapon for the tower. And I think that's when I saw Crowbar and Greeny's videos, and one of them had a ranking of the ultimate weapons. I was like, all right, so I need to get Golden Tower, Black Hole. I need to get those two next. And so I think my second ultimate weapon was Golden Tower. I lucked out and it was an option, so I selected it. And that really helped out with coins and whatnot. But I didn't get Black Hole as my third. I was unlucky and I didn't get Black Hole for a while. I think it was like my fifth ultimate weapon. It wasn't my third, wasn't my fourth for sure. Forget if it was my fifth or sixth. I just got really unlucky and I finally got Black Hole, and that was really helpful. But of course, you need to get some decent research and stones into Black Hole for it to be really useful, because until you get some decent research and stones into it, you can just kind of shotgun yourself. Your first ultimate weapon was Spotlight, then Smart Missile, then Golden Tower, Black Hole, and Deathwave. I mean, all of those except for Smart Missile have coin benefits, so that's pretty good. Hmm. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised I didn't pick Smart Missile first, just because that sounds pretty cool. And I like weapons that track enemies. So I'm kind of surprised I didn't get Smart Missile sooner on. But yeah, after I finish my Ernie, I might have to try to contact the tower company, see if I can't get a creator code. That'd be cool. At the very least, whenever I buy something, I can get a little extra. Oh. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, like that's how I kind of want to learn the game. I just want to like a rough understanding. Like I don't want to overanalyze it, especially in the beginning. Like I want to have fun and like discover stuff. But I also don't want to accidentally pick something that's going to screw me over for the rest of the game, especially if you can't fix it later on. Kind of like with the range. Like I think for a while you couldn't turn range back down, and so that could actually hinder some people. But I forget what update it was. You could, between battles, change your range lab essentially. So I guess I'm gonna save up my gems. I don't think I'm gonna save up my stones just for the 27 update, version 27. I mean, version 26 was a big update. I think that was the Card Mastery and Guild update. I mean, that was a big update. That really changed the game and added a lot of content to it. So I'm just 5 keys away from unlocking Auto Nuke. I think that will help me in the tourneys, because there are a lot of times where I don't use the nuke or don't use it correctly. And it should allow me, at the bare minimum, get an extra, like, I don't know, 1 to 10 waves. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it might actually be more because my tower kind of has some RNG weaknesses. Like it has a pretty big gap in my spotlight. I have super tower card mastery, but there's a 12-second cooldown. What else? I think those are the two major things that are kind of like RNG. I guess RNG of my luck in terms of chain lightning and how it applies shock and whatnot. So, having things like second chance, angel wings, auto nuke, those things can kind of help dilute the RNG weaknesses. Yeah, I was saving up for auto demon mode, but for my farming and tourneys, I mean, I can click it when things are starting to look bad. And then I have it to where it will just restart every 300 waves. And so I'll click it before I go to bed or click it before I go to work. And then it's going to run for the remaining of of the farming. And then turning, I can kind of guide it too. So I mean, there's certain things where I think it would be better. Well, let's do one more. Oh wow, that might be a little too far out, but we'll see how it is. But yeah, I saw tags had way more damage than and I think that's because he has project funding. Look how sad this is. My project funding. This is the only project funding I have. It is epic. I pulled one. I have done so many buy modules since then. So Tags and I kind of have opposite luck. He has an ancestral project funding, but I got a ancestral galaxy compressor relatively early on in my tower experience. So galaxy compressor definitely helps me with making kind of like farming for sure, and then making certain ultimate weapons permanent. But if I had project funding, holy cow, I could get certain things to allow me to get more cash in game, and I can definitely get up to the billions pretty quick. My GT Plus is still just level 7. But I think after I get the intro sprint card mastery, I think I'm going to fill out Chrono Field, reduce its speed reduction, increase the duration. And then I'll think I'll go back to filling out Golden Tower and Golden Tower Plus. With Galaxy Compressor, I wonder how important it is for me to do cooldown and duration versus another level in GT Plus. I'm sure there's a chart somewhere for that, but I would like to do the mental math and have a rough idea. Oh, Take Ultimate's already starting to get up there. I think I'm getting enough keys for Workshop Orb Adjuster tonight. Really nice. Nice. That means I'm switching to minimum range, blender, locking range, shockwave size, layman chance with free up mastery. Yeah, I lock range and orbs, and I do orbless Devo. But it sounds like people are having good luck with so I mean, you could do that. You just turn off your orbs, but have your orb card, and then just adjust it really low. I think you can do that. Just in case if you don't get enough keys to start tonight. I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, another reason why I want intro sprint card mastery is not just to increase my farming, but also to decrease how long it takes for me to do tourneys. I have extra orbs and orb speed on my armor module. Yeah, you know what? I re-rolled. I re-rolled my armor module to not have orbs, and I'm kind of kicking myself for that because having more orbs would be good for tourney, and now it sounds like there's an orb component for a different farming strat. So it is what it is. I made a mistake. It is what it is. Yeah, I did some research to reduce the enemy speed for the fast enemy. It's like a reduction of like 2 to 2.4%. And then I did some research to reduce the boss health, and I reduced his health by I think like 2.4 to 2.7%. So that's like another orb hit, which is nice. It's all good. Everything is a trade-off in this game. You spent some extra reroll shards for a temporary boost in coins. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, and in the near future, there's things I can do to increase reroll shards. Like I'm currently researching effect bands, for example. And then eventually I can get that card mastery. I forget which one. If it's the cash mastery, I think you can get extra reroll shards or something if you kill an elite. Something like that. Something that'll give you more. Ooh, so that boss was buffed up by a fast enemy and just blew through my orbs without really taking many orb damage there. But yeah, the boss is buffed and the range enemy is buffed. And so it's just really going to be challenging this go around. See, my attack speed is 55. Super crit is 44.9 with a chance of 37%. And my critical factor is times 175. Heck yeah, that's pretty good. Cash or shards, enemy balance or more elites. Gotcha. Yeah, so cash card mastery, you get more reroll shards when you kill elites, and then you get the enemy balance for more elites, and thus that will give you more coins, and that would give you more reroll shards because of the cash card mastery. If there's more elites, you get more reroll shards, and then if there's more elites, not only are elites give you more coins, but if you have GT plus, the more elites, like for example the shatter, I think you get an extra multiplier for that, and so your multiplier is higher, and thus you get more coins. Rubber duck sauce, yeah, I got around 100 fewer waves on this tournament compared to the last two. Well, yeah, I mean the battle conditions are way harder. For me, that fast enemy battle condition, that's probably my most challenging for me. Hey, I do dumb stuff. I saw you were in the same bracket as Tags. And then I think my second worst one is the boss. So I have both of the worst battle conditions. At least it's not the decreased duration ultimate weapon on top of this. Because I don't know where that ranks, but that's probably my top 3 battle conditions that was that. Yeah, I was watching Tag's live stream and he showed the bracket and I saw an account name called I Do Dumb Stuff, and I assume that's you unless someone stole that username in the game. But yeah, Tags should be in your bracket. I suppose I are. Yeah, there you go. I do dumb stuff. I was just telling him that he was in the same bracket as you. Well, it's funny because I was watching your live stream, Tags, and then I was trying to bounce between your live stream and Spartan's live stream just because Spartan had a very enticing title for his live stream. But then I'm like, all right, I need to get home. And so I was watching, or not watching, listening to Spartan's live stream on my personal cell phone. I have a different YouTube account on all of my electronic devices. So I have 4 YouTube accounts. And so a different username also said that this is Dr. Trashbag on Spartan's live stream. So I had Texas Science and I had Nick Ross account both said, hey, this is Dr. Trashbag. So yeah, Tags, because I have a different YouTube account on my different electronic devices, at least 4 of your subscribers is actually me. But I like that because then I can kind of guide the YouTube algorithm to more of what I like, depending on what electronic device I'm on. So like, for example, my YouTube on my personal cell phone is more things that I listen to, but don't necessarily watch. And then things on my smart TV are things that I like to actually watch. And then things on like my computer, I like to kind of, usually for like studying up on something. Just to kind of give you an example. That's how I've always done it. And then like if I lose a gaming laptop because I got something better, I just lose that YouTube account. I just, I don't need it. I'll just make a new one. Critical hits, I'll get that quick. Yeah, I got some more things I can do. Poison Swamp. Oh yeah, that'll be easy to get those things done. Let me catch up on comments. Fast Boss Ultimate and Projector Ultimate were all bad for me. I don't think Projector would be hard on its own, but when there's these 2 other, oof. Yeah. I think the main thing is the Fast and Boss Ultimate are so difficult. It kind of stresses out your tower. And so other things will kind of sneak in. Nah, Tiz, I feel free to bask in my awesomeness. Bask, I say. LOL, Moneybags Tags. I mean, it rhymes. It's good. I think I should at least get to wave 500 before I need to slow things down, but we'll see. I may have to slow things down so that I can survive. That way I can use full use of my attack speed. All right, cool. Got everything maxed out except for rend armor and range per meter. Let's go ahead and give it more range per meter. Wham bam, get that done. Wham bam. Tags has his clutch 1 second wall invincibility research done, which is great. I haven't done any research on that one. I may need to do that just because, you know, having 10 seconds or so of invincibility is pretty nice. Give you a little bit of extra time to try to get one of your energy shields back, for example. Nice, down that boss. Yeah, when a boss gets freaking buffed by a fast enemy, that's gonna really suck. I do dumb stuff says I got 550 running again. Did a respec to get more in the damage. Maybe I'll get 12th. Who knows? I swear that 1 second wall invincibility. What's that song? I'm unstoppable. I think of that random guy in 007 GoldenEye. I'm invincible. And you can say that for 1 second. Since I don't have project funding tags, you need to see this. Look at my project funding. This is my project funding. I have pulled so many modules. I have only received 1 project funding. And I even pulled some when you get like the extra chance of project funding. And that's when I pulled this one. I have spent at least, I don't know, 50,000 gems. I have only 1. But I do have an Ancestral Galaxy Compressor, and I think I can get it up to 164 when I'm farming. I put it to 141 just so I can have more coins. I've never tried the epic one, just because if I take away G-Comp, my Chrono Field would not be permanent. But I am just 1 more click away from having Chrono Field permanent, or 1 research away from having Chrono Field permanent. So I'm probably going to get it through Chrono Field, and then I'm kind of debating on getting it a few more clicks too, just for that duration battle condition. Well, you don't know my tower like the back of your hand. But yeah, for me, well, it says 1 minute, but I swear I just looked at it and it said 59 seconds. I swear sometimes it's not like 100% accurate here. But now I could, just for shits and giggles, try project funding, but it's just such a big improvement when you actually get Ancestral project funding. I could level my generator and armor down to 141 to save coins. Yeah, that's what I do too. My armor module... Oh, I got something. My armor module has extra shockwave size, so I was like, eh. Oh, these are just epic. I need to get those to at least mythic. Finally, I have 1 million reroll shards, so I might go through and try to reroll some things. My cannon is good. I like where my cannon's at. I don't know. I think that's going to be an offline, look at it deeply type thing. Yeah, 12% versus 100% is a huge difference. I agree. I do dumb stuff. Push those waves. Thank you, Showboat. Rubber duck sauce. I had a mythic from the first PF banner, and I've only gotten 3 since then. I've only needed 1 more for so long it hurts. Sometimes being so close can actually be worse. Because for me, I know I'm nowhere close. Tags. I've always wondered why people derank their mods down to 161 for tourneys. Well, because it gets so freaking expensive. Oh my god, look at this. 165? I need 260 trillion for the next level. For 161, it's already at 60 trillion. And every level it goes up, both in shards and in coins. So your multiplier goes up, but so does the shards and the coins. It really hurts. Really hurts your coinage. Also, I think the ancestral enemy level skips will be better than your PF right now. Oh yeah, for sure. You also have to take in account of the module effects. I definitely agree, Rubber Duck Sauce. Tags, yep, it's the coin cost. That's 260 trillion into your workshop. Yeah, that's into my enhancements. So for my damage, and we can make that at least 3. My attack speed is 55.4. Critical factor is times 175.4 with a chance of 105%. My super crit multiplier is 44.9. Zardan says his best econ. Yeah, I think Zardan was one of the YouTubers that I followed the most starting out because Greeny and Crowbar were so far ahead that it was kind of not helpful watching most of their videos unless they were doing like a general, here's the tower module video or here's the tower card video. Zardan was close enough where it made sense. And because of him, I really did push econ research pretty well. Like right now, all of my econ research is done except for bot duration, and I'm currently working on it. I mean, only one econ research left. I did all of the other ones. And so because of that, there was a lot of low-hanging fruit for when I was switching to Glass Cannon, because I didn't put much into damage because I was EHP. Yeah, I think well into champions, I was, focusing on econ first and then defense second, EHP and defense second. And it wasn't until I was struggling to stay into Legends, I was looking around, all right, what am I doing wrong? Like, all right, instead of EHP and defense, you need to be damage and crowd control. And so that's when I started switching. I mean, honestly, Tags, I saw one of your videos, and I think it was well, technically, I think it was Spartan's video. He was interviewing you, but I think you were showing off your tower. You were making like 2.5 to 3 trillion per minute. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing. But usually I can get about 6,800 waves in tier 13. So I think I'm making that 2 to 3 trillion per minute for a longer period of time. But since you have intro sprint, I bet you're probably still in the same ballpark as me, honestly. But I think tonight I should be able to afford the intro sprint card mastery. So hopefully I can get that up to help not only my farming, but also to help my tourney streams. Because it was so nice watching you and Spartan. You were able to do your tourneys pretty quickly. So, whereas me, I have to do like an 1.5 to 3 hour stream. And I'm like, all right, I just need to do intro sprint just for freaking quality of life over here. Jeez. I only go to 4,800 waves in tier 13 currently, but my coins per hour was way higher than in tier 11 and tier 12. Yeah, yeah. You definitely get a boon to your coins, but you take a little hit in terms of your research cells. But I think you get a little bonus in your reroll shards too. So for me, I think it's worth it. Oh damn! You know what? I haven't seen myself in that ballpark. My GT Plus is level 7, and I think your GT Plus is also level 7, right? But I think where I might outdo you a little bit is I have G Comp Ancestral, and I think you're still struggling to get that last one. Also, I think since my first card mastery was recovery package card mastery, I think my modules are a little bit higher level than yours, and so I get a little bit more of a coin bonus when I'm farming. Well, about that, tier 14 cells was crazy. In 3 hours, I got about 80k cells and like 430 trillion coins. Yeah, I kind of want to start farming tier 12, or excuse me, tier 14, because I'm able to get to 4,200 waves on tier 14. And that was as of last weekend. So it's been another 3 days of, research and module leveling and getting some more coins and blah, blah, blah. So once I get intro sprint, I think I'm going to start farming tier 14 because tier 14 has battle conditions. And with the battle conditions, you get bosses more often. And so if you have bosses more often, I think you get a better... Oh, here goes my shield. Or my wall. You get better reroll shard econ for sure. What does Rubber Duck Sauce says? Yeah, intro sprint has felt really good. I'm working on the labs to get the wave to 1,000 right now. Not sure if this is most efficient, but the QOL is great. Awesome. That's awesome to hear, Rubber Duck Sauce. Tag says, yeah, I use a 1-star BHD. 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 What the fuck is BHD? Tags, what is BHD? Black hole digester. Oh, okay. I have an ancestral one. I thought G Comp would be better for coins. But if you're telling me that's better, let me know. I'll try it out. I just don't want to spend the reroll shards to get something else leveled up when my main farming and main turning ones aren't fully done yet. But if that's better at farming, then I should switch over. I just don't know. Wave Accelerator is really good. Yeah, I have Wave Accelerator, and I think I have it at level 5. And yeah, it's pretty nice. Better and better along with Intro Sprint. Oh, heck yeah. For coins, Black Hole Digester with Goldbot Sync is pretty good, but I don't know compared to your G Comp. But it all depends on your MVN sync. I do not have an ancestral MVN. I've been rolling with this Dimension Core for my farming as well. I got this to ancestral pretty early on in my tower experience, and all of my other cores have been not so great in terms of leveling up. So yeah, this one's still legendary. I don't know, like my luck in terms of modules has also been not that great. So even with farming, my chain lightning has been beast. Okay, that's good to know. But yeah, when I respec, I'm gonna try that minimum range strat, see if that's any good. Because with minimum range, if it doesn't work well, I can always, go back to the 48 meter. That's fine. I can always put a few extra levels and go back to that. But I like that idea because then you still have your orbs protecting you. It's only if the enemies get a bit closer. Yeah, I've had luck in some areas and not so good luck in other areas. Like in my tower experience, I got Dimension Core to Ancestral and Golden Galaxy Compressor Ancestral pretty early on. I just recently got my armor and cannon to Ancestral, but a lot of the other ones, I've just had bad luck. So it is what it is. I at least have something for farming and something for tourney, but there's always other options that would work well with other strats, and I'll get them eventually, I guess. But yeah, I think Tags was mentioning in his interview, like, it's such a gamble that it makes modules kind of a pain in the butt and kind of a negative in the game. Like, overall, it's a positive because it gives you such big bonuses. Not only because of the module, but also the module effects. But it's also kind of the main headache because it's just so hard to get what you need. I kind of like the cards, because even if you don't get what you want, you're eventually going to get everything because you're pulling from a deck of cards, if you will. Yeah, because I got the G comp to Ancestral rather early, I made sure to get the best effects for it. Plus, because it was helpful for both farming and tourney, in my opinion. But then just recently, I got like 2 to 4 modules to Ancestral around the same time and to level 161. And so I was trying to get stuff, and it just spent all my reroll shards. Let me catch up with my comments. Yeah, if you had like a NVM under 70 seconds, Black Hole Digester would have been worth trying. Yeah. Insane luck on your Dimension Core. Thank you, Showboat. Tags, you will lose perma Black Hole, but you can get perma GT if its a duration is higher than Envian cooldown. Maybe. Showboat says right now it sucks having level 3 or 3 out of 8 project funding copies needed for Ancestral copy, but I noticed a lot of other Legends players don't have perfect modules either. Yeah. I mean, we're all doing the best we can with what we got. Kind of like life. Rubber Duck Sauce. Yeah, modules need some sort of pity. It's crazy that you can get 5-star Ancestral and something, but still have City and Legendary and something else. Dude, 100%. Like, when I saw the research for core effect bands, I got really excited because I thought it was armor module bans. I thought I could, like, ban certain modules so that I wouldn't pull them anymore, and thus more likely to get what I want. But no, it was just the module effects. And I was like, oh, that's not as cool as I thought. Darn it. So like they could have something like that where like it's kind of like research bound, you know? Or kind of like Tags was saying in that Spartan interview, when they want to fix something, they put it in the vault. So maybe in version 27, they'll have something that will help you out there with module pulls, but it'll be in the freaking vault. Oh, I'm sorry I put that out in the universe, and hopefully I don't give them that idea. Uh-oh, I've already ran out of one energy shield, and it's not even wave 500 yet. Holy shit. Alright, I'll get that one soon, too. I do dumb stuff. Oh boy, Demon Mode Mastery is fantastic. Chain Lightning is at 12 large Q. Dude, nice. Nice. Mine is 46.6 large Q. But it could be because my super tower is active. Alright, mine is 14 large Q. We'll see what it is when I hit Demon Mode as well. Demon Mode increases my damage by 3.5 right now. So that should get me to, what is that? Like 1.7 trill. I remember watching Tag's stream. I think he was up to like 9 trill or something, but that's because he has ancestral project funding. Can you help me understand why you would want to turn off Black Hole during tournament? Is that due to your CF plus? Yeah. So I may benefit from having my Black Hole on because of the fast enemy battle condition. But because there's also the range enemy ultimate battle condition, the Black Hole could pull in a range. And because the range enemy is buffed because of the battle condition, it can now shoot within a Black Hole. And so I could be pulling in a range enemy, allowing it to shoot me. And so at least with range enemies, range ultimate battle condition, I turn off my Black Hole. If your Chrono Field plus is level 4 or higher, I think you also benefit from having your Black Hole turned off because your enemies are spinning so well and your Black Hole could pull them in and make it closer to your tower. So those are two things that I'm thinking of. Right now, my Chrono Field Plus is just level 2. So if it wasn't for the range ultimate, I would probably still have the Black Hole on. Just to kind of help catch those fast enemies. So I hope that answered your question. You know what? Money isn't really helping me right now. So I think I can remove money. Oop. Settle down. And I think I can put in, what would be good? Landmine stun would be good. And there's nothing else that'll be helpful. So because of that, I'll keep the free upgrades on. Showboat, gotcha. So it's the combination of 2 battle conditions and CF plus value. Yeah, that's how I'm thinking about it. So once I get my Chrono Field to level 4, I probably won't have my Black Hole on for future tourneys, but I think getting to Chrono Field level 4 or higher is a little bit far off. Because I think I want to update my duration and my speed reduction first. So it's not that far off. I don't know. It's always a struggle for what I want to spend my stones on. It's really hard for me to save up, especially when I can see I can afford something. Oh man, that boss. That boss having extra health and being buffed by a fast enemy. Oh my goodness, that is hurting. Nice. Chain Lightning, MVP, 83.5% of the damage. Projectiles, Poison Swamp, Smart Missile. Didn't get hit by a orb. Okay. Well, nothing that I really need to buy. Just clicking button because I can. So I think we can put it in this mode. We can enjoy the game a little bit more. But Showboat, I noticed your YouTube icon. Is that one of the tower options in terms of how to make your tower look? Because that reminds me of one of the options that you can do. That's pretty cool. All right. DP that boss. It's from the new event, Sunset Fishing. I was waiting for this one to come back for a long time. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Is it the current one or the previous one? Yeah, it's the current one. Yeah, when this one rolled over, I already had everything purchased, the relics and the themes. So I was able to get another thing for my golden bot. Since I have full energy shield, I'll go ahead and put it up to max speed. I'll probably regret it. Oh, one of the battle conditions is also that your energy shields do not refresh as quickly. Okay. Great. They really made this one difficult. How is my bracket? Okay, I'm already 12th. And I clicked in and started a bit later than most other people. So I'm a little hopeful that this will stay the case. I'll be 12th or better. Got Ron. I think he's an OG player. I remember seeing him before in some of my boom boom. Go to the boom boom room. Spin to beat this or 2p. Okay. That's funny. Dexter. All right, let's keep on going. I watched your videos before. It's exciting to see your chrono loop being built up and put it into action. Yeah. Yeah. My chrono field probably, well, it was both my chrono field and my spotlight, I think, were underdeveloped compared to other the tower players that also stream, and we're kind of getting similar results, if not a little bit better. And I was like, oh, you know what? I've been focusing on economy. I should probably spend some stones on my chrono field and on my spotlight. And then I saw some people with much higher chain lightning, so I upped that as well, and definitely saw some improvements. I might have gotten chrono field loop a little bit early on, but I think it just looks so cool. I really wanted it, and so I got it. Sometimes you just have to have fun. It's a phone game. Have fun. You don't have to be super critical, optimized all the time. Have fun with your tower. Get the things that look cool. Like for me, I probably got chain lightning way before I probably really should have, but it's because I thought chain lightning looked cool. But if you ask me, what should you get, I'll try my best to be the optimized answer. And then you yourself can choose if you want to deviate because you think something is cool or fun. Showboat says, I'm in the effective health point EHP hole currently, but I'm enjoying the coins. I'm patient with my stones, perhaps another couple masteries, and then I'll go full throttle on damage and crowd control. Okay, you're doing card masteries. What are your card masteries that you currently have? And what's your lifetime coins? I left Chain Lightning super underdeveloped for so long. I was in Legends and around 150 times damage. I unlocked tier 18 with only 250 times damage. Yeah, nice. You can definitely get damage other places, but Chain Lightning just seems to be. I also put more into Chain Lightning because it was just doing the most damage to bosses, and I was having a lot of trouble with bosses, so I upped my Chain Lightning to hopefully help me more with bosses, and it definitely helped me out. That one's gonna suck. Oof. That cost me 2 energy shields. Damn. Alright, I'm gonna put in demon mode. Alright, here we go. 163 big Q for Chain Lightning. 49 little Q, or excuse me, 49 big Q when Super Tower is not active. Gems. my first card mastery was Recovery Package Chance Mastery. I got 2 labs into it so far, saving up for a third. That was 3.5 days of farm. It looks like you're earning about 500 trillion a day. I was looking at Wave Accelerator next, maybe. I can afford it after tourney. Okay. I mean, that sounds like a sound strategy. I think the card masteries that help you farm are definitely helpful if you're able to afford the researches. Even if you do it the poor man's way, which is where I respec for tourney and then I respec back and I use that chunk of coins to start a research that I normally wouldn't be able to afford. And so that way I'm getting at least 2 card mastery researches done a week. So I'm slowly leveling them up, which also helps me slowly get better at farming and thus helps me with my low econ. But now I'm getting like 2 to 4 little Q a day, I think. And so I'm able to keep up now with card masteries, but yeah. But we'll see if I can still keep up as I get them higher level, because I think they get to like 9 little Q as the price. It's pretty pricey. Pretty pricey. The poor man's way to masteries. Have you trademarked that yet? Because that could be your next video. I don't know if I want to. I think Tags calls it the student loan. But yeah, the poor man's way is if you want card masteries, but you can't afford the research, this is what you do. And then you're also kind of making yourself a little bit better for tourneys, and so hopefully you're also making some more stones and gems along the way. But it probably is costing you some gems, but if you're getting more stones, I think it's worth it. And if you're able to get keys where you normally would not be able to get keys, I think it's really worth it. And I was kind of at that location where I couldn't really afford, or I wasn't getting keys, but I kept on being close. Like I kept on getting like rank 18, rank 17. I was like, come on, I want keys. And I saw JP, he would respec for each tourney. I'm like, oh my goodness. Who would micromanage that amount? And then I'm finally, all right, I'm going to try JP's method of respecing for tourneys. And I'm sure he learned it from someone else, of course, but I think he was the first person I saw do it. Or maybe I saw other people do it, I just didn't realize what they were doing. Sometimes you have to see something multiple times or hear something multiple times for you to like actually consider doing it. Kind of like I saw the tower commercial probably like 30 times or more before I considered actually downloading it on my phone. Even though it was free, you know, I didn't consider doing that. But yeah, I like that. Make a video to kind of trademark it. Oh, he did too, Rubber Duck Sauce. Yeah, one time I was in Legends for a good amount of time, but I got bumped down to Champion, and then I went back to Champion, and I got close to like 3,000 waves, I think, or maybe it was like 2,400 or something like that. It was well into the 2000s, and became #1 in that champs league. And then I got put back into legends, where I got to be 18th place again. But no, I'm Mr. Moneybags. I finally said F it, and I bought 5 gym packs so I could afford these damage card masteries, because I saw JP just sprint forward, and it's because he went so hardcore damage. With the damage card mastery, the super tower card mastery, the demon mode card mastery. And when you buy 5 gym packs, I had enough to also buy recovery package card mastery and wave accelerator card mastery. So I got 5 all around the same time, and then I just kind of slowly been leveling them all up, doing the econ ones first. So the wave accelerator and recovery package, I'll level those up first, and then I do damage. But I do whatever one is the lowest level, but I'll do the econ ones first. But man, I really want the intro sprint one, because it'll just be a time saver for these tourneys. Yeah, I noticed that they don't have a battle condition reducing the effectiveness of Death Ray. So that's nice. It kind of removes fast enemies, tanks, range enemies. Kind of helps keep the board clear. All right, how are we doing? All right, rank 10. Let's keep it up. I have more relics than this guy. I don't know if that's a good gauge, but I like to look at their relics and what's their highest wave. Because sometimes if they got into just kind of an easy bracket, they can get some higher up things there. So like there, he technically got further in rank tier 18 than I, but he has less relics than I. So I don't know. I went really hard into econ myself. I have GT plus 8. Dude, nice. I have GT plus 7, so you're even better than I for GT plus. And I think people who see my tower think I'm insane going so hard into econ, but I'm patient with installing damage. I'd rather install it quickly. Yeah, because once you're ready to go commit to glass cannon, you'll just have a lot of low-hanging fruit that will propel you forward. All right, now I'm doing like 1.7 trillion damage. I think Tags was doing like 9.6 trillion damage. He was going pretty far. I forgot how far he got in his turn. He might have gotten to the 800, 900 wave mark, I think, actually. Just pretty impressive with these battle conditions. Well, thank you all. I see about 9 people watching, and I see about 9 likes. I appreciate the views, and I appreciate the comments, the engagement, and the likes. All those are free to do and helps out my channel. Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, that's really good. I think the big difference between Tags and I is that he has a project funding. If I had project funding, oh my goodness, I would probably have around 9.6 trillion damage as well, and being able to go forward a lot more waves. I think his Spotlight and Chronofield is more developed than mine as well. Because I think his Chronofield is at least, well, Chronofield Plus is at least level 4. I noticed his enemies on his tower, they're doing a much better loop than what I'm seeing on mine. Gyms. Yeah. I have a 68% slow and a Chronofield Plus of 2. So I think that's really helping him out, plus with all that extra damage with project funding. Also, I think he has the max range research done for the Chronofield range. Whereas I think I have another 2 or 3 levels I need to research. He doesn't, but my Super Tower card mastery is at, I think, level 5. And so it is down for 12 seconds and up for 18 seconds. So there is a little bit of RNG for my tower in terms of a boss can get in when when Super Tower card mastery is not activated. When Super Tower is not activated. So yeah, if a boss gets in between my Spotlight and in between when my Super Tower is not active, that boss gets far. And since the boss gets buffed by the fast enemy battle condition, that's more likely to happen. And because my Chronofield just has a 68% reduction versus a 90% reduction, yeah, a lot of these things all kind of affect each other. I like how this game, it's easy to play. It's easy to pick up, understand, play, but it is hard to master. There's a lot of nuances, a lot of things that affect each other. I like games like that. Easy to pick up, but hard to master. Do you think it's super necessary to start Chronofield Labs before you start spending stones on it? That's up to you. I'm kind of having that debate with Smart Missile and Poison Swamp. Because I haven't really spent that many stones on Poison Swamp or Smart Missile. So I tend to not pick researches on them. But for me, I notice that, hey, if I want to be competitive in Legends, I need a well-developed Chronofield. So I started researching when I knew I was going to start spending stones on it, or when I started spending stones on it. But it's like, hey, my next tourney, when I get stones, I'm going to start spending it on Chronofield. That's when I really started to prioritize it in my research labs. So when you know that you're going to focus on Chronofield, start to also focus on it in the research labs. But if you have, like, I don't know, you're saving up stones for 2 weeks for something else, you could maybe afford not to do research on it right away. But that saying, Chronofield has a lot of research that takes a long time. So honestly, I would probably get going on that research sooner rather than later. Rubber Duck Sauce says there are a lot of paths to take, but you will work on most things eventually. Yeah, true. Rubber Duck Sauce says the labs are super long. You should start on the duration lab right away. Up to you if you want to spin the stones. Yeah. The Chrono Field does have a lot of labs, and it does take a while. Like this extra Chrono Field range, Chrono Field duration. Those are two important ones, and I'm working on both right now. Chrono Field duration. I have about 21 days left on the. I think this is the last one. And working on Chrono Field range. I think this goes up to level 20. So I have this one plus two more. And I think they'll make it to plus 60 meters, is my understanding. So I'll make a good 60 meters of extra Chrono Field range, which is great when you have the max Chrono Field speed reduction, and then even better when you have Chrono Field Plus. But yeah, if you can slow down the enemies, that gives you so much more time to whittle down their health, which becomes very important when you're Glass Cannon. If you're EHP and you can kind of just collect enemies on your wall, Chrono Field doesn't seem as important. But when you are focusing on Glass Cannon, you have to be all about damage and crowd control, and Chrono Field is a great way to crowd control your enemies. Yeah, that was a great question, Showboat. It sounds like you're still in the EHP role, but it sounds like you're in Legends, maybe getting pushed back to Champion every now and then. So it might be time for you to kind of consider switching over to Glass Cannon, focusing on damage and crowd control researches. All right, I was a little worried, but looks like we're going to at least make it to 600. Oh, starting to get elites. At least in the beginning, elites aren't too big of an issue. At least for my tourney runs. Right now, I get 250 waves in Legends off of EHP. My damage stops killing stuff at around 150 to 200. So that's how low it is. I think I may need more Chain Lightning and Spotlight investment for Chronofield. I noticed a huge economy increase when I went from 3 spotlights to 4 spotlights. However, that was the biggest pain because it's like 2,500 stones to get your 4th spotlight. So that kind of ticked me off. But I did notice a pretty good econ, and I noticed a pretty good tourney improvement as well for myself. But yeah, I remember struggling in Legends as well because I was EHP earlier this year in 2025, and then I saw JP having such good luck with having almost no health regen, and just so many waves, over 4 times of what I was getting. I'm like, all right, I have to go Glass Cannon, it looks like. And it makes sense because, I mean, look at this. They're doing 12.6 little Q. There's no way I'm going to have that much health and health regen. And even so, the damage is just going to go up more exponentially. So it's just, you have to kill them before they touch you. So you have to kill them, you have to control them. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Showboat. But you can get pretty good damage with Chain Lightning. You can get pretty good crowd control with your Chronofield. And then after you finish your recovery package, card mastery, and wave accelerator and intro sprint card masteries, you can maybe look into if you can afford the damage card masteries. Sounds like you're doing good with economy, so as you're switching over to Glass Cannon, you might be surprised how quickly your economy goes up too, and you can afford the card mastery researches. Because at tier 12 and up, you also kind of have to go Glass Cannon, like tier 12 for farming runs. It was very hard for me to get very far on tier 12 as EHP. But yeah, if you don't think that you can afford card mastery research, or if you're already kind of working on 1 or 2 of them, you may want to consider putting your stones into your ultimate weapons instead, because the card masteries don't help you out that much until you get a good amount of research in them. Showboat has tried tier 12 and it hit my CPH by 20% and my cells way more. In those higher tiers, I really think intro sprint mastery is super almost mandatory. I think Zardan said this, but there are multiple ultimate weapons that can increase the damage with stones. And the only ultimate weapon that gives you HP is Death Wave. That means that damage will be the strongest strategy late game. Yeah. Yeah. So Chain Lightning and Poison Swamp and Spotlight, I think, are the main damage multipliers. My Poison Swamp is very underdeveloped. My Spotlight is at least decent now. So yeah, in my mind, if you are, in my mind, once you get into Legends, I think it's time to start switching over to Glass Cannon, focusing on damage and crowd control, researches, and ultimate weapons. And make sure economy stays as a high priority as well. But I think it's time to stop prioritizing health and defense. Because I remember, and even now, you can look at Zardan's tower. He has a lot of health. But once he gets hit, it doesn't matter. The enemies just go through him so hardcore. There you go. If you're like me, you're going to have a lot of research labs with low-hanging fruit. They're going to be pretty easy to get the first few levels on a lot of the researches, because I remember I was focusing on a lot of health regen, wall type researches. And then now it just a total switch. Yeah. So let me show you something. Uh-oh. Yeah. I gold box attack speed early on because Chain Lightning is so important that I want a lot of projectiles going to the enemy so that I can have more Chain Lightnings proc. And now I'm kind of going back and forth on damage and critical factor. And, well, I think I went back to Golden Bot duration and Chrono Field as well. There's a lot of things I want. Yeah, that attack speed took me a long time. I think it was Christian Peterson who basically told me research attack speed until it's gold boxed, and so I did that. Because not only does it help your Chain Lightning, but it also helps with your knockback. It helps keep the enemies back. If the enemies can't hit you, then you survive longer. And then the chain lightning should whittle them down. Uh-oh. The boss hits are starting to add up. But yeah, because I have that attack speed and knockback, I'm able to keep fast and range enemies at bay. But of course, boss enemies can just push on through, so can elites. So it's not the answer to everything, but it keeps a lot of the chaff at bay. I hit that smart missile a little too late. All right, still ranked 10. I got King Bob right on my tail. I have more relics than he does. And I think that's about where I am in terms of tier 18. He's gotten one rank lower, but that's more of a luck in terms of what bracket you get, in my opinion. Yeah, my tier 18 is just 115, but I haven't done a how far can I go run in probably 2 weeks now. 2 weeks or more. I think I'll get 10th place. I hope I get to stay there. I still have my angel wings. I still have nuke, so I should get a good few amount of more waves. And if I slow things down, I can make more use of my attack speed. Make sure I don't get chip damage from fast and range enemies. Six 661, heck yeah. Skipped a wave or two there. Wave skip, heck yeah. I like those wave skips, especially if it's a boss wave. Boss. It's gonna play it safe and do the nuke. Alright. Still got my angel wings, but probably not for long. Oh, we got the 666. Look at that. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. All right, we got one of our energy shields back. All right, I Do Dumb Stuff is 70 out of 99 for attack speed. some gems. Where am I in the ranking now? All right. I noticed King Bob and Lark are not moving up, so I think I'll be able to stay at 10. I can get 6 keys, and I should be able to get Auto Nuke. That's a good amount of stones. I should be able to buy Intro Sprint with an extra 300 stones. Oh, I got a friend that wants to play a different game, so it might be time to hurry this one up. Let's go. Let's go. We're going at 5x and we're still surviving this long. Holy crud. I mean, I think you can definitely go a lot further if you slow things down, just because your tower can really effectively use that extra attack speed. But look at that. We already survived another boss, too. Heck yeah. All right, we're in the 700s. Now, usually I get to the 800s, 900s, but because of the tournament's battle condition, I'm not getting, well, I don't think I'm going to get as far. Excuse me. Let's see, did I finish my drink? I did finish my lemonade. So it might be beer 30. Let's see, today is Marble Fest. I guess is their Oktoberfest from Marble Brewery.